What's going on, guys? And today I'm bringing you my full review of Aliens Colonial Marines. And now, when they announced this game, I was pretty excited, and it took me quite a bit to finally play this game, give it through its paces and everything, play the campaign, play some of it multiplayer. It's a co-op campaign as well. So I was pretty excited to play this game. So I'll give it a test ride to see whether or not this game is worth your time and your money. But yeah, let me just get on with the reviews to see. So anyways, let me a little backstory of this game, like I do with all my reviews. The story, the graphics, the sound, the controls, my likes and dislikes, and overall the value of whether you're not going to be playing this game over and over again, and of course the rating. So the story takes place, is supposedly, they describe the story as the true, kind of like a real part of the Alien franchise stories, stuff like that. Basically the story takes place after Aliens 2 and sometimes after Aliens 3. So you play as Corporal Christopher Winters, or Corporal Winters, and you're given an order for search and rescue from a distress call from the USS, what's it called, Sulaco, something like that. And basically what they find was their teammates, or their the fellow Marines were killed. Were all like dismembered body, they have body parts everywhere, and so they're all looking for the Marines, because their motto is no Marine gets left behind, and stuff like that. So then, as they dig deeper, they find out some truth about what's going on, what's really going down. And so Corporal Winter's team finds Weyland Yutani PMCs that are using the Marines as hosts for the xenomorphs. So that that kind of pisses him off. That it pisses his team crews off, and stuff like that. So they set out to go search and rescue this mission. They're searching. They crash landed into this planet, and this planet, I think it was in Prometheus. That's the same planet, or something like that. And and basically they have to fight their way off the planet before they get stranded and leave behind, and they die because there's a bunch of xenomorphs that are out to kill every single human being. So that's basically what the whole story is about, and yeah, that's basically it. So the thing is, it's, well, I'll basically discuss it in my likes and dislikes section about the whole story, what I really feel about this, this whole game campaign, basically campaign. So let's move on to the next section, the graphics section. The graphics in this game are pretty mediocre-ish. They're not as good as a way. They're not as bad really. They're just okay. They're yeah, it's passable. It's in my opinion, it's mediocre. That's not the proper word to describe the graphics. They're mediocre, but it's fine though in the way. I guess they emphasize more on the gameplay than the mediocre-ish graphics. But overall, I feel like the graphics could have been done a bit better. But that's just how it I guess that's how they didn't have enough time, or I have no idea. Anyway, but the thing is, the sound and the sound of the game is actually pretty good. The whole sound, the whole environment, the soundtrack when you encounter the xenomorphs, when you encounter the PMCs, it really it's really what the Alien franchise soundtrack and all that. It goes with it well. How they can incorporate the music with to go with it. Now, the controls of this game are basically any FPS shooters. They're similar towards the Call of Duty, Battlefield. What else? Oh yes, any FPS shooter games, military shooters. It basically is almost the same, except no, yeah, it really is like that. It's like that. So now let me discuss discuss my likes and dislikes about this game. What I like about this game is how the controls are. They're really simple FPS military shooter style controls, and that's pretty what I like. What I do like is how you switch between your primary and your secondary easily, and you can hold multiple weapons. I really like that in the Aliens game. So I could easily switch from I could use my secondary as my primary. I could use my primary as my secondary. I could switch back and forth easily, and that's pretty much it. What I like. Anyways, I also like the whole the motion sensor, how you could track down the enemies. It's really it kind of is a big help when you're playing with the xenomorphs and if you're fighting against the xenomorphs. You could track them down, and it kind of alerts you, like it's like an alert you, like, oh, someone's nearby, like, whoa. And it's pretty cool too. You could track you could figure out where the next objective is. You could figure out where your teammates are at. It's pretty cool. I do kind of like that one motion. Now, what I do like about this game, the most is the multiplayer. The multiplayer in this game is actually pretty good. I gotta admit, I was like, after feeling some sour taste from the campaign, I was like, well, let's see if the multiplayer is good or not. It actually is pretty cool because you have the Marines and you have the aliens, well, the xenomorphs. And as you rank up, you get the bigger, badder xenomorphs. And with the Marines, you have like more weapons to choose from, so you can fight. So each xenomorph have their own characteristic special abilities. Like one of them has it spits acid. Another one's like a really fast one crawler. Another one's like a rhino, like, really just plows through any marine and that. And that's pretty cool. And also if you're like a xenomorph, you could actually detect where the humans at and where the marines at, via its sensors and everything. So it's pretty cool. Each of them have their own abilities. And one thing is I had to learn quickly is always stick together if you want to live, because the xenomorphs really mess you up badly. I was like, whoa, a few swipes and you're gone. Not gone, like they literally like just rip your body apart. It's pretty badass and everything like that. But yeah, when you're playing the Marines, you could set up traps. You could basically shoot grenade launchers or whatever that, to help you out. And of course, you have the motion sensor, so it'll help you out track the enemies, whether they're hiding or not. It doesn't really matter. Now, moving on towards what I don't like about this game, I didn't really like the campaign because I felt like it was kind of mixed. I have no idea what they were trying to do. It wasn't. I have no idea if it was like an action game, fully action, or did they try to make it like horror action-ish, or did they try to make it pure horror? I have no idea. Because if they try to, I felt like they kind of try to. I felt like they try to make it like Dead Space. I was gonna say Deadpool. I was gonna try to say like Dead Space. That horror. Like, whoa. Like, I don't wanna go to the next room. Screw you guys. Like, it just pops out. There's certain moments that xenomorphs pop out. Like whoa, in your face like that. But it's not really like it's like It's not really that scary. But like unlike the Dead Space, like boom, they really they crank up the music and the necromorph comes out. Like, you're like, oh shit. But like I don't understand, like the campaign was slow. I don't know, the characters were trying to be funny, but not really. Some parts were funny, but some parts weren't. It was really slow, the campaign. I mean, slower than Battlefield. I'm like, damn. And it was slow. It wasn't scary enough. Like, I don't know. That's the thing. Not only that, there was bugs and there's glitches and things weren't in sync in a way. Because I feel like the main, the assault rifle, the first one you get, is you're shooting and you feel like you're shooting fully automatic, like bullets spraying out. But when you look at the number count of the bullets, it's really going down slow. But the fire rate's fast. I was like, wait, are they in sync or something going on? The aliens were glitching out of the walls. There was bugs. Like, kind of ruined the campaign for me in a way. Even though it was slow, it wasn't really scary. So it kind of like, it wasn't really that good overall. And even though I got these updates, there's still these things that are kind of bothering me. So hey, that's pretty much it from this game. I mean, overall, it had potential to be a pretty badass game if they try to do it more horror, not like, you know, action, or if they emphasize more on the horror. I'm pretty sure it would have been a pretty badass game, like kind of like a Dead Space-ish. Like, it's okay to copy like other styles, or people, you know, developers do it all the time. They copy this from that, or they steal it, whatever that, you know. But you know, kind of like with Devil May Cry and God of War, like those games are similar, but you know, different storylines, different characters like that. If the aliens would have copied like some things from Dead Space, I would have liked that. I'd be like, whoa, like a nice, really horror game. And for aliens, you know, these xenomorphs pop out of from the walls, or so, you know, something like that. Something that'll give me like, whoa, like a nice scary feeling. But it kind of really doesn't. It fails in a way. I mean, they have the games like certain pretty badass weapons, like the smart gun. They have like other legendary weapons, I suppose, but they're really not that great. So just stick with the shotguns and the assault rifles. But I mean, overall, the game wasn't that bad. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't the best, or it's just like an average game. That's why you know, the replay value is moderately low, because you're probably gonna be playing the multiplayer for a bit before you get like. But I mean, the multiplayer is pretty good. That's like the highlight of the game, multiplayer. You know, they have a bunch of different what do you call those? Game modes and everything like that. I was like, what do you call this? Game modes, like, and stuff like that. But it's an okay game. It's an average game. That's why I give it, like, you know, my thumbs will be like in the middle, not up or down, just like in the middle. And I give it a 6 out of 10. You know, it's not a horrible game. It's not a good game. It's just an average game that, you know, it's probably worth like $20, $15, $20, and stuff like that. I don't even know. And it's an average game that, you know, you'll probably be better off like borrowing it from your buddy who bought it or something like that, or renting it or something like that, if you want to play it with the campaign and maybe try out the multiplayer stuff, you know, stuff like that. So anyways, that's it for my full review of the Aliens game, Colonial Marines. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
They're picking us apart! Man down, man! I'm a badass! Oh, it burns! Come on, you ugly bastard! Out again! Come! They're